Views expressed by Casters Guild members are only the opinions of that member, and that could change from day to day. Guild members may use mature language, but that in no way means they are mature. Listener discretion is advised.
The handheld gaming market is popping off with some new hardware. Netflix is hitting us with some new Star Trek, and Roaring Kitty is coming back with the diamond hands, because that's the spell we're casting tonight on Casters Guild. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Casters Guild. I'm your Guild Master, Ric Perry. Praise the Lamb.
And I am your Guild Master, Baron Kane, Ia Cthulhu Fatagan.
And joining us again is a returning Guild Officer. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Billy. Praise the Lord, Jam Master J.
That's perfect.
Tracks.
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's a better religion than any of the ones we got.
All right, so let's go ahead and kick off this episode with a piece of news that's just as good as any other. Free RPG Day is coming. By the time this hits the airwaves, by the time I publish this episode, you'll only have about 5 more days until Free RPG Day. It happens on June 22nd. I feel like there is way too much free shit for me to go over each and every piece of free things that will be available.
Well, here's the question. The question that really pertains to you and I. You think they're going to be doing free RPG stuff at Origins?
Oh, snap. Okay. This is only my second Origins. So I have a question for you. Since you've been to more Origins than just 2, has it ever coincided with Free RPG Day before? And if so, have they given away free stuff?
I'll be honest. I don't remember there ever being an RPG Day when I was going, but it always overlapped with Pride.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there is that.
So, I mean, yeah, we got to see the floats and everything.
All right, well, let's see. There is no less than 30 different studios, 30 different game companies that are providing free content to friendly local game stores. And these aren't small names either. We're talking Paizo, we're talking Kobold Press, we're talking Hit Point Games, WizKids, Roll20. Roll20 is actually one of the weird ones for me. Apparently, they're giving away a 1-month free subscription plus a bunch of content on Roll20.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, get you hooked.
Yeah,
first one's free.
First one's free. You got me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through that list. I haven't gone through the full list, but yeah, I saw like just a couple things just right there in the jump, and it was just like these are good.
Yeah, it's some good shit, especially for everyone who's looking for alternatives to Wizards of the Coast when it comes to tabletop RPGs. Either supplements that they can use with the 5e stuff they already bought without having to give Wizards money, or new games altogether that they could play that aren't D&D.
I will say it does seem kind of weird that they're doing free RPG Day, which, I mean, it's not Origins everywhere, so I don't know what point I'm about to make here. But I mean, it's like, free RPG Day during one of the biggest gaming conventions in America.
It could be intentional. I mean, if you're printing out a bunch of free stuff to give out anyway, you just print twice as much, and half of it is to give out at Origins, and half of it you distribute to friendly local game stores all over the place.
Right.
Either way, you're promoting your gaming company, so even if they technically don't have a spot for like free RPG Day stuff, quote unquote, at Origins, I'm sure a lot of these companies will be handing out the same stuff at their booth.
Right.
But that being said, since you brought it up, I know we missed last week, and I know y'all missed us. Sorry for missing episode, but we are gearing up because we will be at Origins next week. The next time we would be recording, we'll be at Origins,
face to face with each other.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen often.
No, it's happened like one other time.
Mm-hmm.
Face to face,
and we're going to take each other's faces off and swap them, like in that movie Face Off.
Oh man, that's gross.
Yeah.
So the next time you see us, I'll be introducing myself as Guildmaster Baron.
And I will be Guildmaster Rick.
And I could eat a peach for hours.
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa.
Wait
Was
a
that?
minute.
Were you coming on to me or something? What's happening right now?
No, I was just checking.
Oh.
And this will probably be one of the best ways, if you are a fan of what we do, this is one of the best ways to get on an episode. Because
Right.
if you run into us at Origins and you say, hey, I have some stuff to say about gaming, we will put a microphone in your face.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If if you guys go back and listen to the one we did at the other con, we literally just interviewed anybody that came up to us.
So when Baron told me I had to slip him a cool $5 bill for this,
Shit.
he was, oh man.
No, for this.
Well, look,
this.
In this case,
You
think
had-
about it this way. You saved money because you only paid $5 to be on instead of the cost of an Origins pass.
But it had to be a crisp $5 bill. I stayed up all night ironing that thing.
Yeah.
That's just part of Baron's fetish. I mean, I can't speak to that. It's
Yeah, that bill is no longer crisp. I'm just
Oh jeez.
but it is a little crispy. Hi-yo.
Yeah. It got grosser.
All right, let's talk about a couple other things you might want to get your money and your hands on. So there are two little handheld devices that have come out or been announced recently. The first one I want to talk about is put out by a company called Palmer Luckey, if I'm not mistaken. And basically, they're creating a bunch of ultra bright magnesium Game Boys. So they're using pixel LED screens, if I'm not mistaken. OLED?
It looks like it's an IPS screen.
Yes. But what's cool is it's running on either AA batteries or USB-C. You can charge it or go super nostalgic with it and run it off of AA's, which I think is super neat. And they're selling for only like $200, which is not bad for all the technology that's going into it.
Yeah, it's a little bit strange. I follow this world a little bit, and this fell under my radar. This actually uses hardware emulation. It doesn't actually use software emulation like a lot of the more newer handhelds made by like Ambernick would have. These guys actually use hardware to emulate actual hardware. So this will give you a pixel perfect view of what Game Boy games look like on its original hardware.
Oh, hell yes.
You know, if you're into that kind of thing, which some people are into that kind of thing, they like their pixel perfect screens.
The other cool thing is the whole thing actually plays cartridges, and they're selling their own cartridges as well. So you can not only play your old Game Boy games on it, but they're creating newer games for it that are actual Game Boy cartridges that will play on this system. And
I feel like I was just talking with somebody about this, and I feel like it was Billy.
It's possible.
Just talking? I felt... Because I always thought it'd be cool if someone would just start making cartridges again. It doesn't even matter, like, if they're old games or they just start making new games. How cool would that be if just people started making cartridges again? Because...
There's a handful of creators out there that will create brand new Game Boy Advance games or Game Boy games and make a cartridge that have a real short run of maybe 100 cartridges. But they usually tend to cost about $150 because of how much it costs to make 100 cartridges.
Right. That's...
Yeah, I've seen a handful of those out there in the world.
there is a company called Limited Run Games, and the entire point of the company is to make physical copies of games that are only released on digital.
Oh, what?
And because they do this for a lot of different games, you can usually get them a little bit cheaper because they aren't buying the carts just for one game. But like a bunch of different indie companies come to them and they say, hey, make our game physical. That's actually cool. How I got Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game, in physical, because they made a physical copy of it. And it came with a bunch of really cool retro stuff, including the soundtrack on cassette tape.
Oh, wow, that is pretty cool.
Yeah. But they make Game Boy carts, 3DO discs, Dreamcast games, like if you, NES cartridges, like if you can think of it, they'll produce your game on it. But they're not the only ones. I mean, one of the cool things about going to MagFest every year is there is an entire sectioned off in like the indie game room where people are making indie games of just indie developers who make retro games and put them on Genesis cartridges, NES cartridges, Game Boy cartridges, and that's what they do as a company. They just make new games for those old systems and put them on those old cartridges.
Man, I can't believe I've never heard of that.
I can believe I've never heard of it. I'm so out of touch.
Honestly, I gotta give a little credit to a guild member Ryan Seguin, who kind of introduced me to that world. Honestly, introduced me to MagFest altogether and like that whole world. So I wouldn't know about it if it weren't for him. So got to give credit where credit's due.
MagFest.
Look,
Music
I'm going to need
and
you.
Gaming Festival.
I'm going to need you both to start taking credit for things that you are not responsible for. All right.
Just make us look cooler.
Wikipedia, I invented MagFest.
Yes. Billy invented MagFest. That's a guild decree.
In 2002.
Yes. Yes. You know what? Just because I feel like being ridiculous. Yes.
In the year 20XX.
Guild member Billy invented MagFest in 2022.
It was a cold day. It was a Tuesday.
Oh, I remember that Tuesday.
Speaking of Tuesday, do you guys follow Street Fighter at all?
I do not.
Very, very, very casually.
Casually. They released the characters for year 2 Street Fighter's DLC characters, and the big reveal was M. Bison's coming back for the 75,000th time. M. Bison has come back from the dead, but apparently he's not coming back from the dead. He has amnesia. He doesn't remember being an evil dictator, but he is still evil, and the story unfolds. They're also bringing in Terry and May from Final Fight. They're going to be in the game. And Elena from Street Fighter 3 are going to be coming in the game in the next year.
Okay.
That's really cool, actually. I always thought it was weird to see the Final Fight guys mixing it up with the Street Fighter guys, but it's like,
Oh, I'm sorry. I said Final Fight. Fatal Fury. Fatal Fury, the SNK
You know what's
game.
funny is this whole time I had the Fatal Fury guys stuck in my head. Fatal Fury. Hold on. Fatal Fury. No, Final Fight is the one with Cody with the red
Cody
hat.
and Hagar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Cody with the red hat is Fatal Fury.
That's
he?
Yeah, that's Terry you're thinking of with the hat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of the guy with the hat. So that's Terry. Fatal Fury.
Yes.
Yeah, and Cody doesn't have a hat.
No,
but Cody is in Final Fight.
Right, and Cody is also in Street Fighter, just to bring this full circle.
Yay!
I was always the boring guy who played as Ryu anyway, so I mean he's always there.
I like Takuma, which is, just Ryu.
No, Akuma's a little bit different. There's Akuma walks a lot faster, he hits a lot harder, and he also gets hit a lot harder, so he's like a glass cannon. He can't take a whole lot of damage. So I play Akuma just because I find him to be a lot of fun, but I suck with him. I play a character named Manon. She is a ballet dancing judo teacher.
It's fun. It's fun watching Billy play Street Fighter. By the way, he's really good. I don't know if he's gonna toot his own horn, but it's really fun watching him play these different characters.
I for a long time played as Dan because I knew I was going to lose anyway, and at least it gave me an excuse.
I love Dan. Dan's amazing.
I've actually just recently got introduced to my favorite character now, the guy who does drunken boxing and capoeira.
Oh, Jamie.
Yeah, it's like the two coolest things in fighting games for me.
Yeah, he drinks a magic elixir that they don't call alcohol and somehow gets inebriated. It then becomes tough. But it's not alcohol. It's something else.
Is it not alcohol in all regions, or is it something that got changed for like the States?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to have to actually look that up. I'm curious about that. Yeah, in Japan, it's probably freaking sake or something racist.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we get too far from it, let's talk about this other handheld. Mostly because you brought it to my attention, Billy. But apparently we're getting a new Asus handheld. Basically their version of like a Steam Deck.
Yeah, we're getting a ROG Ally X. It's not a 2, it's an X. It's just like the second one. It's a refresh of the original one that came out last year. I actually have the original one. It's pretty awesome. The fact they're doing a refresh to it is pretty cool. They're upping the RAM from 16 megabytes or 16 gigabytes, I believe, to 24 gigabytes, which is kind of a weird number. You expect it to go from 16 to 32, but it goes to 24. The way that thing works, it doesn't have a graphics card. It has integrated graphics, so it shares its RAM between its integrated graphics card and between the computer itself. So when you have 24, you actually have a lot more to go around. So it's going to be much faster and actually survive AAA games better than the ROG Ally that came out last year. It's going to have a much bigger battery too. It should last twice as long. It's actually a pretty cool unit. If it's something you're into is portable gaming for emulation or for AAA games, this thing's going to be pretty cool. I think it's coming in at $7.99.
$7.99.
Yeah, $7.99, which is pretty good price for that. But I bet if you wait a couple months, you can get that a little bit cheaper.
I mean, the thing looks slick as hell. I mean, they know what they're doing when it comes to design, if nothing else.
Well, and the best part is they've made one already.
Yeah.
The one they've made is flawless. There's nothing wrong with it, but there's one major thing wrong. They have an SD card issue where they installed the SD card a little too close to one of the exhaust fans, and it fried your SD card slash fried the actual SD card reader.
Mm. Yeah, that's
And that was
cool.
pretty much a class problem across all of them. It happened to mine. It happened to a bunch of others. And luckily, I don't need that. That's one of the things they redesigned in this one. They put that port way across the Ally. I think it's on the other side on the bottom. It's nowhere near the exhaust.
Yeah, I'm looking at, they have the article that you sent, which is on The Verge, has like the new one stacked on top of the old one to show like the difference. The new one does look a little bit more ergonomic, like it'd be easier to hold for, longer sessions of gameplay.
Yeah, down toward the let's see how to word this. The bottom right and left corners, it's a little blocky down there. I think they rounded that out a little bit more.
Yeah.
If that's something if you have smaller hands, I know when my stepkid uses it, he would talk about how it doesn't fit his hands very well. They're a little bit smaller. There's grips you can get to make that a little bit better fit. But with the new one, it looks like they just went to solve that problem.
Yeah, 800 is a little bit more than I want to spend on a portable gaming machine.
It is a boutique item.
Yeah.
It is a boutique item.
I will tell you, like, 800 doesn't feel like too much if, like, this were my main hobby. Like, if I weren't spending money on everything else, from conventions to trading cards to D&D shit to filament for my 3D printer, like, I feel like 800 would be a reasonable price if you're, like, super into, like, portable or, like you said, emulation. But
did we just crack the code?
What's that?
We have to focus our hobbies to be able to afford them. Is that what it is?
Fuck that. Even if it is, fuck that.
Why would you do that? When you could just spend an equal amount on everything and just pay attention to one that suits you.
I'm way too neurospicy to prevent myself from bouncing from hyperfocus to hyperfocus. Okay, like.
I mean, honestly, yeah, if anybody could see what I'm looking at right now, you could look at that room and have all the evidence you need on that one.
I was actually telling Billy just before this podcast started about my current hyperfocus, where I'm building a Fallout-themed Magic the Gathering commander deck.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm making proxies based off of the head of the three families from New Vegas, because Mr. House is my commander. And I'm getting custom sleeves printed that look like the backs of the cards from the Lucky 38.
Wow.
This is my current hyperfocus.
This guy's a nerd, huh?
Fucking nerd.
Yeah, it was a guild decree last episode, I think. But yeah, no, if I weren't spending my money on everything else, then I feel like 800 would be... I mean, you're paying for what you get, I think. Especially with it being put out by Asus. I feel like they don't normally overcharge for their shit because of their name.
Oh, they do.
Oh, okay, well then, I guess I don't know.
They do this in this case. They're not overcharging. It comes with a Z1 Extreme chip. It's a special chip that's not made specifically for this machine, but it's made for handheld gaming. It's made by AMD. It is, I think it's an underclocked. I don't remember the actual chip number, but it's using the same chip that it used in the last iteration. If you have the original ROG Ally, I wouldn't recommend upgrading it. But if you're in the market for something, this is the one. This is what they call an end game device. This thing could do just about anything you could think of, and it could do it better than anybody else.
Well, if you're looking for portable games and you're into emulation, there's two options for you. We got these new Pixel Game Boys put out by Palmer Luckey, and we've got the Asus ROG Ally X. One of them 200 and the other one 800. But either way, you're playing some old emulated games on the go. Just with the X, you can play new shit too.
Yeah. I mean, if you're really in the market to play some old games, there's some other emulator or other machines out there that are available. There's an Ambernic 35XX. You can get that for under $100 and play anything up to a PlayStation 1 on there. No problem.
That's cool, though. Yeah.
Yeah. And it comes in all kinds of different styles and designs. It's pretty cool.
But as long as we're in the video game space, let's go ahead and stay there. Bethesda has let us know about the newest Fallout 76 update that we're getting. And they're finally going to let us play as ghouls.
Spawn's pretty happy about that.
So I would imagine he'd be pretty happy about that.
I feel like this is almost, from what I've read of this update, choosing to play as a ghoul is like playing on hard mode.
Oh, really?
Well, think about it this way. Playing as a ghoul, you're not starting from the vault.
Right.
Because you're not a vault dweller.
Right.
And any faction that has some sort of prejudice as ghouls, which, let's be honest, is a lot, is not changing just because you're a player character.
Right.
And apparently one of the most successful builds for your character on Fallout 76 are bloodied builds, where people intentionally take radiation damage in order to keep their max health below a certain amount, because it makes their gear and it makes their build give them a bunch of bonuses as long as they're below certain health.
Well, you can also luck out and get mutations that give you cool stuff. But if you if you take rat away to get rid of it, you lose those mutations. So yeah.
And ghouls are just straight up immune to radiation, which means none of those bonuses are going to apply and you can't use any of those builds. So it sounds to me like you're taking a lot of negatives in order to play as a ghoul, which makes sense.
But now you get to appeal to all those people who, are finding Walter Goggins super fucking sexy right now too.
Yes.
Now see, I wonder, was this in the plans before that, or is it a reaction to that?
That's a good question.
It feels like to me one of those things that they had been kicking around with, and then once Walter Goggins got that popular, like whoever's in charge went to that little team that was playing around with their little ghoul build. They were like, this just went to the top of the priority list.
Make it live. Make it live right now.
Oh, that poor 3-person team eating their pizza.
Their morale pizza that they just got. Be prepared for 7-day, 12-hour days. Get in there, do it. No more pizza until you're done. Oh, dang it.
So I'm reading a little bit more into this article that I pulled off of PC Gamer, by the way. Apparently, you actually aren't creating your character as a ghoul. It's a perk you can pick when you go to level 50.
Oh, you become a ghoul.
Yes.
Oh. Which means...
Yes, they did add this.
Yeah. Which also means probably that they're going to release a feature eventually where you can just start a character out at 50 and become a ghoul. Because that seems to be what all the other MMOs end up doing.
Yeah, just like the Death Knight builds of WoW.
Yep. And then, what was the one most recently? Oh, yeah, where Star Trek Online, where you play a Jem'Hadar. You just start out like at level 50 or 60 or something.
As a Jem'Hadar?
Yeah.
That's weak.
It is weak. And their storyline is pretty dumb, too. Just, it's not even worth it. And you're not even addicted to the white.
Well, what the hell's the purpose of being a Jem'Hadar?
What's the point? I don't get it.
You're just a dude, then.
You're just a Klingon at that point.
I wouldn't even go that far.
Yeah, Klingons are way too cool.
Yeah, these guys are just bad copies of Klingons. They're copies of copies.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a quote from the article that I'm reading off of PC Gamer, because this got brought up. Apparently, one of the developers, Lacoste, was asked about was this in response to the Walter Goggins character becoming very popular. And he replied, funnily enough, the idea to play as a ghoul was in development before Cooper became very popular. It was already something we were kind of looking towards. We knew the show was going to have a ghoul, but once it kind of exploded amongst the fans, we just thought that was awesome. It was a well-timed coincidence, but Lacoste clarifies that Fallout 76 doesn't have any big plans to work in future seasons of the TV show. The game exists in its own little areas of the country, Lacoste says. Fallout 76 will continue to be the Northeast Appalachian region, and the TV show is expanding into Vegas, so I think there will be separate adventures.
Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. So
That was a really long way to say that. Baron's right.
No. I think Rick was the one that said that it was people just sitting around eating a pizza and... Oh, wait. What am I talking about? No, that was me. I'm the one that said that. It was all my idea.
way to back up your own convictions there.
But, if they're sitting there saying that, like, you know, it's not going to have anything to do with the show, they literally gave you, like, this companion that you put in your base that is, one, dressed just like dude as the Squire in the Brotherhood of Steel, dressed just like him. And it's like, this is even still like 200 years before all that shit. So it's like, why do they still have the same outfit? Why are they still doing the same shit? Anyways, there's going to be more stuff. There is definitely going to be more stuff. I can guarantee it. Especially considering they just did like an Atlantic City kind of thing in Fallout 76. So if they do some New Vegas shit in the show, you know they're going to do some more Atlantic City stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
By the way, the Mardi Gras event's going on right now in Fallout 76. It's not Mardi Gras, but it's like the German version, they call it. I can't remember what it's called. Something knocked. But it's that event going on right now. So if you want to hop in there and find me in the hills.
Join us on the Discord and you can find out where to do that. But as long as Fallout 76 is going to let us cosplay as Walter Goggins from here on out, do you know where you could find some really cool stuff to wear?
In the hills?
tvillain.com. Tvillain is a t-shirt site where you'll find a killer limited edition shirt being sold for $13 only while supplies last. Every Monday, the site features a new design by a new artist. We would tell you what's featured right now, but by the time you hear this, it's already changed.
They choose the most ingenious designs that reflect everything evil and villainy, as well as works pertaining to anything artistic, pulp style, lowbrow, pop culture, TV, movies, music, video games, comics, etc. All things cool and evil, basically. To check them out and help Casters Guild, click our link in the description.
But coming back in and sticking to the video games...
Got a lot of that today, don't we?
Look, I fucking love Call to the Lamb, and their developer is so fucking awesome. Devolver is amazing.
You keep dancing around the one I think you're going to go to, but go ahead, keep going.
Well, you could always segue into that. Anyway. But anyway, I fucking love Call to the Lamb, and Devolver is releasing yet another free update. All these updates for Call to the Lamb have been free. At this point, you're getting a ton of value out of the base cost of that game. I think the only thing they've released that you actually pay for is like cosmetics for some of the followers, which I happily gave them $5 for. But the big thing that they've announced for this update, which there'll be more than just this, they haven't even announced everything that's gonna be in the update, is you can now play the game local co-op. So if you sit down with a friend, a partner, whatever, you can play Call to the Lamb together. One of you is the lamb, one of you is the ram. And the entire game is just couch co-op. There will be no online co-op, unfortunately. But you can do all the combat together. You can do all the base management together. Man, I could sit here and gush about this game forever. This is a fucking awesome game. If you don't have it yet and you're interested in roguelikes or, base building, buy the game. You're getting a bunch of free content with it, basically.
I'm looking up the game right now. It's available on Steam for $24.99. That is the normal price.
Which is really not bad for a lot of modern games out right now. So,
and it's just so good. And it's super cute. And the amount of polish on it for something that's that inexpensive that's put out by this developer. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And don't forget, the best part is you can operate it on a potato that's got wires connected to it. Just about any computer should be able to operate this, no problem. You need a minimum of 4 gigabytes of RAM. Think you could pull that off?
Yeah. I mean, the thing plays on the Switch. If it plays on the Switch, it'll play on just about anything.
It plays on the Switch.
But you can get it on anything. It's on the Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Windows, Xbox Series X, and every single version of it is getting the new update where you can play it with local co-op. And honestly, just the games that offer local co-op are in short supply nowadays. And like, if you want to sit down with your kid or sit down with your spouse or a friend and just play a game in the same room, there just aren't enough games where you can do that, and you can do it with this one. Go ahead, Baron. Where do you keep thinking I'm going to go? Let's hit it.
So I think this last, conveniently enough, the last bit of video game news we have, but also, fuck the corporation news. GameStop is having a good time.
For the second
I hear
time
they're
around.
doing really well. Yeah, I hear they're doing really well. You know, their stock prices are raising. I love the fact that there's a term called meme stocks now. Can I fucking love it. Oh my god.
Hit you with them stonks.
Them stonks. But yeah, but I guess it looks like Bed Bath & Beyond, AMC, they're all doing it too. Like their stocks are going up.
Mm-hmm.
Which I fucking love it. I love these rogue traders just in the stocks, just fucking everything up for everybody.
Did you read the article on it? So, a Reddit post by stocks influencer Keith Gill, also known as Roaring Kitty.
Roaring Kitty back at it again.
$116 million worth of stock. Roaring Kitty, that motherfucker is changing things.
Diamond hands, motherfucker.
You don't mess around with Roaring Kitty.
For anyone who wants to get some sort of idea what's going on here, there was a docudrama that came out not long ago called Dumb Money.
Oh, that wasn't a comedy?
No, it's what actually happened. I mean, it is kind of a comedy, but that's why it's a docudrama. Like, it's kind of like a documentary, but it's also like completely scripted. Like,
it's hilarious.
It's actually what happened, more or less. But essentially, there's a bunch of, venture capitalists and like people whose job it is to move money around, who try to short sell these companies. And I'm not going to sit here and try to explain what short selling is on this podcast because this is not a financial podcast. But essentially,
we're opening up that podcast like in a couple weeks.
But essentially, you have like a bunch of these stock influencers like Roaring Kitty who want to fuck over the short sellers like they should. And this is how they do it. And they end up making a bunch of money in the process, which fucking go for them.
So funny.
But yeah, I just, for all of you out there who are buying GameStop stock just to fuck over the man, keep at it. Don't sell. Diamond hands. Whatever happens, don't sell. Choke out those short sellers. Make them fucking take the huge loss.
I love it.
And for all of you who don't know what's going on, go watch Dumb Money. It's actually a pretty decent flick.
Are we going to step into movies and TV now?
I think so. And, there's probably a better one. There's probably a better topic to cover to segue from here, but I'm just way too excited to fucking talk about this. So I'm just going to go into this one. Fuck J.K. Rowling.
No.
So apparently, okay, this is 100% rumor. There's nothing confirmed. So it's nothing new. She didn't do anything new. It's just her just being transphobic and all that good stuff. But apparently, due to a rumor that there's a bunch of actors that Warner Brothers wanted to have in a new Harry Potter movie, possibly a film adaptation of The Cursed Child, the Broadway play. And a bunch of the actors just would not sign on because of J.K. Rowling. Like, they couldn't get any of the actors from the old movies. They couldn't get any of the new people they wanted to get, all because of J.K. Rowling's involvement. And so it is rumored that WB is doing their best to buy J.K. Rowling out of Harry Potter.
I support this idea. It's better than Disney.
Yeah.
Let's get J.K. Rowling away from that franchise.
Yeah. Yeah, if any, I mean, not that I'm going to, loud anybody over, like one corporation over the other, but if anybody's going to do anything with it, let Warner Brothers keep it and do their thing. Get J.K. Rowling out of there so that I can play that Harry Potter game. And then, yeah.
But apparently there is a new audiobook series. Don't buy this audiobook series, by the way. If you really want to listen to it, go pirate it. But it's being put out by J.K. Rowling's Pottermore Publishing. And people are saying that she is hurrying to finish it, and she has cast hundreds of actors to voice as the different characters. And she's hurrying to finish it because she's trying to squeeze as much money out of the franchise before they basically force her to sell it.
Oh, how badass would it be if this tanked? Oh, how badass would this be if this tanked?
I would love it if it did. I am less confident that it will tank because of how well Hogwarts Legacy did, even though we all knew we shouldn't support it. But that being said, all of the boycotting that has been going on, Warner Brothers has taken notice, and if this rumor turns out to be true that they are trying to force her out of the series, any of you who have chose to boycott Harry Potter products because of J.K. Rowling's involvement, congratulations, you fucking did this.
Now, to be fair, we did what we could. The bitch is still getting a payout.
Yeah.
So she's still going to get money out of this, but she's going to be uninvolved after.
And afterwards, you can go back to buying your Harry Potter shit if you want to go back to buying your Harry Potter shit, because it will no longer be going to support J.K. Rowling. I mean, you're still supporting Warner Brothers, so, do with that what you will. I mean, no ethical consumption under capitalism, so you're going to have to decide what you want to support and when you want to support it, but at least you're no longer supporting the transphobe J.K. Rowling as long as this sale goes through. Which, honestly, as a Harry Potter fan, I never read the book The Cursed Child. I never went to see the play The Cursed Child, mostly because I wasn't trying to support J.K. Rowling, but I hear it's decent. And if J.K. Rowling's not involved and all the old actors come back and they make a movie out of it, I'd be down to buy tickets to that.
Yeah, totally. I do appreciate how vocal the actors have been against her, because they could have very easily been like, you know what? Because, I mean, not really any of them are doing anything big right now. They could very easily have been like, well, I want my payday, so, hey, JK, why don't you get me in another movie? No, they have been pretty vocal about that.
And I love how much it chaps her ass, too.
Mm-hmm.
Really grinds her gears.
Really butters her biscuit. Wait, that's good.
Fuck her
really,
just for how often she, doubles down on this shit.
Yeah.
Over social media and how right she decides to portray herself as, and she's just like, I don't give a fuck what any of you say. I'm gonna continue to be a transphobe because I'm right. Fuck her for all of that.
Yeah, no.
I mean, in a way, bless her for making her very easy to identify.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the quiet ones you gotta watch out for.
I'm gonna give her the southern bless her heart.
Bless her heart.
But, fuck her for being a transphobe and doubling down on it on every chance she gets. And intentionally spending all the money she makes from Harry Potter toward anti-trans organizations.
Yeah, that's even the worst part.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all that money that people are using to buy her stuff, she's using actively for that stuff. It's this is why we're telling you not to give her money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. Speaking of train wrecks, how about that Venom trailer?
I'm going to be honest, I didn't watch it. I should have watched it. I didn't watch it.
You should.
Boy.
Yeah.
They kind of started out by completely negating the post-credit scene from Spider-Man No Way Home.
That honestly doesn't surprise me.
Just completely negated it. It's wait a minute. Oh, man. But yeah, it's going to be a mess. But at the same time, Venom has been a mess from first movie, but it's been fun.
If there's one thing you can count on Sony for, it's completely mishandling anything live-action Spider-Man.
It's almost like they do it on purpose. It's they just want to show it to people and shove it in their face. Look what we have and look what we're doing. It's fuck you. We'll do whatever we want. And you can't do nothing about it, because if we keep making these shitty-ass movies, we'll have a fucking contract to keep making these shitty-ass movies.
Now, to be fair, I don't mind Venom. mostly because they, for the most part, stay the fuck away from Spider-Man, and Tom Hardy is just unhinged enough to pull off that character. And I'm saying this, though, as someone who hates Venom in the comics. I hate Venom so much, but the movies are just wackadoo, and I love it.
I mean, if you're gonna have a bad movie, you might as well lean into the ridiculous of it and make something that's like so bad that it's good.
I agree.
Which I feel like Venom approaches that territory.
And Billy agrees wholeheartedly. I can hear it in his voice.
It's just such a wet fart of a franchise.
Oh, yeah.
Look, the bar is on the floor.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what? That's fair. That may be my problem, is I'm looking at what else they're putting out, and it's like, Venom's not half bad.
When you compare it to Morbius and Madam Web, it's like, man, okay, this is pretty good. And that's the problem. We're comparing it to Morbius and Madam Web.
Oh, yeah.
We got Craven next.
Oh, don't remind me.
Craven. We have another one. A whole different another one.
Wait, has that not come out yet?
No, it hasn't come out yet.
I thought it just kind of like released and we just kind of forgot all about it.
Nope, it hasn't come out yet.
What's with all
Craven
these dumbass
thing.
trailers that they're pumping out? That it's like they're putting out trailers and it's like, oh, this is coming out soon. What?
Because people like us talk about it on the internet and then they get free promotions.
Yeah, but the trailers they put out are trash. Like,
they are trash. That Craven trailer, I was like, the Morbius trailer was bad. But I was like, you know what? I could see some good in there. Maybe they're really going to turn it around. Craven is just trash right out the gate. Just out the gate.
I mean, Madam Web's, I think, was worse than Craven's.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Madam Web.
Yeah.
That was just... I tried to watch it. I didn't understand what was going on in the first half hour, and I stopped. It just... Nothing computed right. I don't know. I can't.
I mean, I watched the whole thing from beginning to end. I made sure nobody got any of my money for me to watch it. But I did watch the whole thing from beginning to end, and I do want my time back.
I was going to say, they did take your time from you.
Yes, I do want my time back.
I'm going to get a Netflix subscription again just to thumbs down it and then cancel my subscription.
It's on Disney Plus.
I don't care.
Is it on Disney Plus?
Oh, hold on. That's where I thought I was seeing it. Hold on. Let me verify real quick.
I will put it on Netflix.
No,
thumbs down.
You're right, Baron. It's on Netflix. I was wrong. I assume Disney Plus. It's not Disney Plus. It's Netflix.
I can't take credit for that. The Spawn just kind of texted me and said that we...
You can take credit for that.
I
didn't watch it on Netflix. I watched it somewhere else where I wasn't paying any money.
Like I said,
money to watch it. But
I will not watch it. I will hop into Netflix. I will thumbs down it and then get rid of my subscription.
Use your 30-day free trial just to...
That's right.
Thumbs down, Madam Web.
Just in case one person, some strange interns, monitoring your account that one day. Yeah, this guy hates that movie. Oh, he's gone now. He really hated that movie, though.
My exit interview. Oh, I thought I'd give you guys another chance, but then I kind of saw Madam Web on your channel, and I just couldn't handle it anymore, so I left. Boy,
Look,
he really hated that movie.
As long as we're talking about dumpster fires, have you guys seen the documentary for the Texas Ren Fair?
I have not seen the documentary. Is that Sherwood?
I don't know if it's Sherwood. It never says Sherwood. It just keeps saying Texas Ren Fair. It just keeps saying Texas Renaissance Festival. It never says Sherwood, and I've never been to Sherwood or any of the other Texas Renaissance festivals to like cross compare to verify. But I have been watching it. It's releasing episodically.
Oh, it looks super snerious.
It gives Tiger King vibes.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. And they did that on purpose. Like, the people who are making the documentary are purposely making it give Tiger King vibes. They even have different parts where after they filmed the documentary, they went back and had the people in the documentary do dramatic reenactments of things that were, like, scripted in order to push the narrative of something that actually did happen, but like they just made a scripted sequence to push the thing that actually happened.
We apparently it's
reality
just
television.
the Texas Renaissance Festival.
Yeah. But it's huge. According to the documentary, it's like the first Renaissance Festival. And not only does the owner of the Renaissance Festival own the Renaissance Festival, but bought the entire town around the Renaissance Festival. I won't give away too much because you both said you haven't watched it. And I feel like anyone who is listening, I know we normally don't care about spoilers, but anyone who's listening who hasn't seen it, I feel like should take some time and go watch it. I feel like it could scratch that same itch that the Tiger King did where everybody was watching that. Except it's a whole lot geekier because it's about a Renaissance fair.
Now, is there any murder involved?
Spoilers, you know?
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
It's at least hinted at. Well, I'll put it that way. It's at least hinted at.
That's even better than real murder. Yeah. Strongly suggested.
They came in and they're, King, we have brought you murder.
But essentially, the basic plot of the documentary is the owner of this Renaissance Festival has been the owner since it launched. Now he's 86 years old, and he's looking to possibly pass it on to someone else, and it gives this whole vibe of who's it going to go to. There's like a bunch of different players who are like trying to stab each other in the back behind the scenes, so they're the ones who end up with the Ren Fair. Meanwhile, this old man is just trying to schedule the best years of his life within the last few years of his life.
I see the first episode's called, hold on, Daddy's Dying. Who's got the wheel?
Wow, that starts out hard.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, this guy is literally planning his death. Like he's planning on going overseas to somewhere where assisted suicide is legal so he can kill himself at 95.
Holy shit.
Because he doesn't want to live a day past that.
Sure, okay.
So
The king of the Renaissance Festival.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're definitely going to check that out.
It's worth your time.
Yeah, I put an order in with my friend to see if he can get it for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my friend.
Segue into another Netflix thing.
Even
You know
though
what?
that's
This. Huh? Oh, yeah,
even
yeah.
though that's Max.
Another streaming thing. No, you know what? I was right about the first one. This one is on Netflix, too. Don't prove me wrong. Anyways, one thing that I probably will sign on to Netflix for is the... Oh, God, did we talk about this already? No.
We did not.
The Star Trek Prodigy. First episode called Smack My Bitch Up. Wait, no. Sorry. I'm on Spotify, my bad. But they're dropping all fucking 20 episodes of the next season on one day. So I can't wait to see all my theory channels that I watch go absolutely insane trying to review this season.
So you're going to sign up for a Netflix 30-day trial.
Right. Say boo
to Madam Web. And then binge watch.
Watch all 20 episodes one day. I'm out. I'm going to thumbs up each one, too, just so we can get more.
And then, completely unrelated, go get your kiss from Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah, man. Damn you, Cece.
Why are you getting kissed by Viggo Mortensen?
Because apparently...
Yeah, explain it.
Because apparently, at the Lord of the Rings event that they just did, all across the country, he hops out of the screen, every screen across the country, and gives you kisses. At least that is my guild decree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought it was something else.
And guild member Cece confirmed because
he hopped out and gave her smooches, and I am angry
because she was at the event. So
I read that and I was curious as to what was going on there.
Yeah, kisses.
I didn't realize.
You're gonna have to go back and listen to that episode, Billy. I can't believe you missed an episode.
I don't drive for a living anymore.
That's fair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot less driving, so. But I do drive to go to school, and I've been listening. I just started listening to podcasts again because now I feel comfortable going to school without paying attention to the road. So I've been putting the podcast on again, and I'll work back. Y'all gonna get back into the rotation. There was a good Japanese wrestling podcast I was listening to. Shout out to whatever that podcast is called. It's great. And I was listening to that. So you guys are on tap next, though. Unless
Sweet.
it's this episode, I'm not going to listen to this one because if I listen to my own voice, I will crash the car.
Just fast forward through all the parts that you...
Oh my god!
Oh, that's much safer.
Just do a special edit just for him. That would be so weird.
Email it directly. It's just silence for all his parts too. We don't cut them out. That way he can actually talk again.
Oh no, I got it. We'll get it annotated. Like we'll get like notate out everything that you say, and then we'll have the Spawn read out all your parts.
Ooh, I can notate it 'cause I'm learning how to do that in school.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
And then you can actually listen to the episode because it'll be somebody else's voice doing all your parts.
The Spawn of all people.
I mean, who better, really?
He's gonna read it all fast and then call me dumb at the end.
Yeah, he probably would. What a jerk! What a jerk!
That wasn't the only bit of Star Trek news that we had, though, right? Billy, I think you shared something.
Yeah. So that guy, Paul Giamatti, is that his name? I think that's his name.
Mhm.
That's him.
He's gonna be the bad guy in Star Trek Starfleet Academy, the new show that's supposedly coming out. So I always have a lot of skepticism when there's a Star Trek show that's supposed to come out because George Takei burned me many years ago around April Fool's Day with a show called Excelsior. He said that it was coming out, it's going to be starring him, and I got super excited. And it was April Fool's, and I didn't notice that at the time. So since then, anytime a new Star Trek episode or anything comes out, I'm just super bitter about it until it actually happens. But apparently this one, Paul Giamatti is going to be the bad guy. So we have a bad guy, we have a cast. It's starting this episode. This might really happen.
Oh, we got Holly Hunter confirmed as well.
Oh yeah, Holly Hunter. She's the head of Starfleet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Academy's captain and chancellor.
Gotcha. Oh, so she's what? Oh no, he was president of Earth. Sorry, I'm getting like the political environment of that of Star Trek world is rife with confusion.
I don't know. Do you know what time period that takes place in?
This
what
is
time period?
This is Discovery time period. The future.
Wait, the future Discovery, or is this the past future Discovery?
God, I don't know. Future. Because what's her name? Tilly is a teacher. Did they go back to the past again?
I don't know. I didn't watch the end of Discovery because Michael is too much for me to watch.
I guess I'm gonna have to watch it and find out. Dang it.
Yeah. I've said the same thing. I'm just gonna have to, bite my lip and watch the show so I can have some kind of closure on it. Because I do like every character in that show, with the exception of the star Michael. Cannot stand her.
Yeah, actress, fine. Character, not so much.
No, she's so good at being hateable. I don't like her at all.
That's fair.
I don't like the actress.
Hey, that's your choice.
Yeah, I don't like her family.
Yeah.
I don't like her car.
Right.
Yeah. Her shoes. I can't stand her shoes.
The car,
I heard her,
whack.
Well,
the shoes, whack. The fit, whack.
No, the fit's pretty nice.
No, that's whack.
Whack. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Paul Giamatti, dope as fuck.
The only thing I've ever seen him as a bad guy in was a movie called Shoot 'Em Up. I don't know if you've ever heard of Shoot 'Em Up. It's a fantastic movie about a man that kills another man with a carrot.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, that's all I took from that movie. It's about a man that kills another man with a carrot.
Great sex scene on a merry-go-round, I think. Or they were fighting on it. I can't tell, really. I don't remember.
But he's the bad guy in that. He does a good job.
Yeah, I think he does a good job, even though it's a very over-the-top kind of, comic-y kind of bad guy. I think he did a really good job.
Yeah, I haven't
been
seen
a bad guy in other stuff.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of movies. I haven't really seen a whole lot with him. I know he's been in a bunch of stuff lately and really got his acting chops up.
All right. Well, with what will probably be the final topic of this evening,
we can keep going. We could do this.
I gotta bring back one of my other hyperfixations, Funko Pops. So back in 2014, Funko released a set of Funko Pops that were all dedicated to Universal's classic horror monsters. and they are now releasing a whole new wave that are still Universal Horror monsters. I'm willing to bet this has something to do with the fact that the Dark Universe is coming back as a Universal park, and they're probably going to be doing more with the movies, so they're kind of trying to hype up for that. But we are getting Frankenstein, Dracula, the Bride of Frankenstein, and Gillman, a.k.a. the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Those are all be purchased by my wife immediately.
And it's pronounced Gilman.
Excuse me.
Mr. Gilman.
I assumed because of the hyphen. I guess I should not have.
Guild degree, it's pronounced Gilman.
Isn't that your second guild degree this episode?
I do what I want!
Whoa. You know there's reasons we don't do more than one per person.
Right. You're right, I'm sorry.
Fabrics of reality are at stake here. Come on now.
I know. I'm sorry.
But they've also teased a couple other ones that might be coming out. Some chases and a Wolfman pop that might be coming out later on. Which, I mean, the new Wolfman movie is supposed to be coming out in 2025. So that'd be a perfect time for them to release that one. And I gotta say, this is a completely different box than the older ones. And like a slightly different art style. And they look dope as fuck.
So you said it was Frankenstein, The Bride, Gilman. Gilman, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And was it the Wolfman?
Dracula. And
So
Wolfman is being like teased that like he might come out later.
Okay. I just want to make sure I got it straight. So when I got to make sure these end up in the house somewhere. Our house is kind of dedicated to monsters and Halloween. So my house is not complete unless it has those somewhere in there.
Yeah, Wolfman and apparently The Mummy are both being teased to possibly come out next year.
Tremendous.
You know what I want to see?
Tell
They
us.
may exist, but I haven't seen any. But I want to see Funkos based off of the Hammer horror monsters.
Okay. School
Chris-
this horror newbie
Yeah.
who doesn't know a whole lot.
So like Hammer horror is like oh boy. I want to say I don't want to call them bad, but they were definitely not universal. They're definitely not universal level stuff. But Christopher Lee actually got really big doing these movies. And I believe that he was Dracula or he was Van Helsing. Yeah, he was Dracula. They're so fun. They're so bad, but they're so fun. And the Frankenstein that they have in their repertoire actually, I think, looks closer to what a Frankenstein would look like, if I'm being honest.
Well, on that note, I did a quick Google.
Yeah.
And while they have not released a Funko Pop, Funko has done a 1/6 scale figure of the Hammer Horror Curse of Frankenstein creature.
Nice.
And they've also done they had a Hammer Frankenstein in their Funko mystery minis, where you'd buy the blind bags and there'd be little minifigures in it, and one of them was the Hammer Frankenstein.
That's really cool. Why the Frankenstein twice? That's weird.
Mm-hmm. But
Twice is cool.
they have not done a Funko Pop, at least not that I can find.
I want that Sam Funko Pop. He's calling to me.
I have that one.
I want him.
All right. Well, on that note, email us at castersguild@gmail.com. Let us know what Funko Pop you really want. Join us on the Discord. That's where all the fun stuff is happening.
Also,
And
join us at Origins next week.
join us at Origins next week. Hell yeah. Be there.
Or suck.
Ah, what if you got to work?
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Well,
Sucks to work.
you're not working 24 hours, right? You gotta get off sometime.
Yeah, but we're not going to be there. We're not going to be there after like 5.
I might.
I'm not.
I
Oh,
might.
Jesus Christ. Oh no. Oh no.
Not committing, but I might be there. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
See you
Bye.
later. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
See you at Origins.
Origins.